Hi Fitcare people. My name's Henry. I'm Edwin's little brother. Edwin's asked me to make a short yoga video for you all, since I'm a yoga teacher living here on the beautiful Vancouver Island in Canada. So what I've got for you is about a half-hour-ish, gentle-ish yoga practice. If you are brand new to yoga, I always tell this to people who are newer to the practice. All that matters is breathing in and out of your nose. Long inhales, slow exhales. We'll be doing some stuff with our bodies as well, some stretchy kind of stuff. But all of that is kind of the icing on the cake. Like I said, all that matters is the breath. You can rest as much as you want, or if you want to pick things up a little bit and you know how, you're super welcome to do so as well. So, you may not have any yoga gear at home, and that's fine. I've got a mat here, but you can just use a rug or a big towel instead. I've got a bolster here as well. You can just use some form of cushion or even a pillow. I'm just going to use this to sit up on to start. That's where we'll begin, is in a seated shape of your choice. That might be cross-legged. You could also kneel. You could also just have your legs extended out ahead of you. Bring your palms face down on your thighs and grow tall through the crown of your head. If you are comfortable doing so, flutter close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can also just gaze at a still point out ahead of you. Now just start to breathe slowly in and out of your nose. Start to deliberately expand into your breath, making each inhale fuller than the last, making each exhale just that little longer. If you wish to, it helps you focus on the breath. You might count with your breathing. So inhaling for the count of 5, exhaling for the count of 5. So just breathe, maybe counting, maybe not. Just notice how your breath feels. What is the effect on your body of each inhale? What is the effect of each exhale? Maybe you feel cool air coming in through your nose, and warm air going out. Just a few more rounds of breath. Just for these last few moments, you might consider drawing your attention to any part of your body that is in contact with the floor. Your feet, your legs, your sit bones. And can you imagine you are breathing down into those places? Essentially breathing into the floor and into the earth beneath you. Now just take 3 more full rounds of breath. eyes closed, just flutter them open. Give your hands a shake. Give your shoulders a roll, starting to wake up your body. Feel good to lean your chin, your ear to one side and the other. Yeah, so just any kind of movements you want to take to wake up your body from our meditation. Then shift whatever you're seating on over to one side. You'll find tabletop. So tabletop on your mat or your rug facing forward. Plant your hands shoulder width distance apart. Fingers spread wide. Shoulders over wrists. Hips over knees. We'll take a few movements through cat and cow. So as you breathe in, drop your belly, lift your chin and your tailbone. As you breathe out, press down into your hands, arch your back, tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Just do 3 more like that. Each inhale, belly drops, chin lifts, heart points forward. Each exhale, big rounding in the back, rounding in your upper and lower back. Just 1 more like that. Find a neutral spine, so flat back. Then coming to child's pose with your knees either together or apart. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead at least in the direction of the earth. Maybe it meets, maybe it doesn't, and extend your arms out ahead of you. Arrive in child's pose and just take 3 more full deep breaths. You imagine you are breathing into the back of your heart. Breathing space into your upper back line of your body. One more breath in. One more breath out. Come back to tabletop pose, so shoulders over wrists. We'll find a shape called Anahatasana or melting heart. It's a little like child's pose, except you keep your hips over your knees this time instead of sinking them back. Walk your hands forward, out ahead of you. If you have broad shoulders, you might even walk your hands a little wider. Now again, keep your hips over your knees. Start to sink your heart towards the mat. Just getting an opening into the shoulders, coming as deep as you want. Maybe you connect your forehead down. Find your depth and then breathe into it. This time, breathe into your shoulders. Particularly with each exhale, can you soften something in your shoulders? What are you holding on to in your shoulders that you can release with each breath out? One more breath in and out. Press down into your hands. If your head is down, lift it up. Just walk your hands back, coming back to a neutral spine. We'll take another round of cat and cow just to flush out whatever built up there. So breathe in, belly drops, chin lift. Breathe out, round your back. Walk your hands forward a little, shift your shoulders forward a little, so your hips are forward from your knees now. Bend at your elbows to lower all the way down to the floor. Set up for some back bends here. Keep your hands under your shoulders, but as little weight in your hands as possible. Press down with the tops of your feet so toes are untucked. Root down with your pubic bone. With your next breath in, draw your heart forward. And lift your chest away from the earth. Exhale, come on down. So as little weight in your hands as possible. Just baby cobra for now. Inhale, keep pressing the tops of your feet down. Lift your heart. Exhale, come on down. One more, like that. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale to lower. With your hands under your shoulders, find tabletop once more. Sacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll make our way into our first downward facing dog of the class. Again, walk your hands just a little forward. You might even bring them a little wider. Make sure your fingers are spread wide and your fingertips claw the mat, creating a suction cup with your hands. Tuck your toes behind you. Start to lift your knees away from the earth. Press into your hands. Start to lift your hips. Keep pressing into your hands as you push your hips up and back. Relax your relax your head between your shoulders. You might bend one knee and then the other just to stretch out the backs of your legs. You might bend both knees to create a little length in your spine. Eventually find some stillness, gazing back between your feet. Keep a micro bend in your knees and just see if that gives you a little more space to curl your tailbone high to the sky. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. Bend your knees, look forward between your hands, and then slowly, small step at a time, walk your feet to the top of your mat, finding a standing forward fold. Bend your knees in your forward fold as much as you need to connect your fingers down. You're really wanting to bend your knees so much that your belly can rest on your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Might feel good to grab a hold of one elbow and then the other and sway from side to side. If you have a hold of your elbows, release your fingers to the earth, bend into your knees and start to ragdoll up super slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Curl up, shoulders and chin, last thing to lift. Once your shoulders are lifted, roll them back and down, palms face forward, and in standing, close your eyes. 3 breaths here, connect inward. How does your breath feel right here, right now? Eyes are closed, flutter them open. Stand with your feet hip-width distance apart. Arms rest down alongside your body. As you next breathe in, reach your arms wide and high. Palms meet above your head. And exhale to forward fold and bow down. Halfway lift from here. Bring your hands to your shins. Reach your heart forward as you breathe in. Exhale, fold back down to bent knees. This time we'll reverse swan dive, so bend your knees even more, pull your belly back, start to lift up, sweep your arms wide and high, palms meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Breathe in, big reach, big sweep, palms meet. Breathe out, forward fold, bow down over bent knees. Take a halfway lift, flat back, straighten your legs as you reach your heart forward. Then exhale to bow down once more. Reverse swan dive, press into your feet, pull your belly back, rise up, sweep up, palms meet, hands to your heart. Let's do 1 more. Breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Take that halfway lift and fold. Reverse swan dive, rise up, reach up, palms meet, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out of your mouth. Or add on on to that. So breathe in, big sweep up, palms meet. Breathe out to forward fold, bow down at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back, heart draws forward. This time, step your right foot back behind you. Lower your back knee to the mat, rug. Maybe if you have a sensitive knee, you might put some padding, a cushion under that knee. Setting up for a lunge, make sure front knee is over front ankle. Pull your belly back. Extend your arms high to the sky. Palms face towards each other, fingers spread wide. Make sure your hips are pointing towards the front of your mat. So to square your hips, plug your left hip back, offer your right thigh forward. Tailbone extends long as you lift your heart out of your hips. Deep breaths up into your armpits here, my friends. 3 breaths. Two more breaths. Make them slow. One more. Maybe reach your fingers up even higher. Exhale, bring your hands down. We'll step forward back to a forward fold. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Step right foot to meet left. Halfway lift, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, step your left foot back behind you now. Lower your back knee down to the mat or to padding. Once more, front knee over front ankle. Extend your arms high as you lift your torso. Again, make sure both hips pointing forward. Plug your right hip back. Offer your left thigh forward. As you lift your heart up, pull your belly in. Relax your shoulders back and down. Please take 2 more full, slow breaths. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your fingers down to frame your front foot. Step once more to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to bow down. Rise up this time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll find tree pose from here, so a little bit of balancing, my friends. Come up on your left tiptoes. Now bring your weight into your right foot. Keep your right foot as it is, glued into the mat, gripping the mat with your fingers. Start to turn your left knee out on an angle, maybe pointing directly to the left if that is within your range. Keep your hands at heart center. You can start sliding this left foot up your right leg, maybe bringing it to the ankle, to the calf. Maybe you can ease it up into your inner thigh. Basically put that foot anywhere on your leg except for on the knee. Keep your hands at heart center, or if you want to, grow branches out of your tree by reaching your arms high. Keep pressing that foot into your leg and the leg back into your foot so your legs power up. Take 2 more breaths. One more. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Release your arms down. Release your foot down. And just give everything a shake. We'll go to the other side. So really root down into your left foot and come up on your right tippy toes. And start to turn that right knee out. That foot can stay grounded if you wish, or bring heel to ankle. Maybe sole of foot to calf. Maybe bring it up into your inner thigh. Again, just not on the knee, please. Hands at heart center, or grow those branches. Stay strongly rooting into that left foot. Keep a high lift in your heart. If you notice you're slightly back bending here, pull your ribs back in to stabilize your core. To find balance, find a still point on the floor to look at if you're wobbling a lot. To challenge your balance, you might lift your gaze. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, release your arms down, release the foot down, give everything a shake. Maybe give your shoulders a roll one way, then the other. Standing at the top of your mat once more, next breath in, sweep your arms wide and high, palms meet. Exhale, forward fold, bow down. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Breathe out, plant your hands, step one foot back, step the other foot back, downward facing dog. From here, plank pose, top of a push-up, draw your shoulders over your wrists, and lower your knees to the earth, bend at your elbows to lower your heart. Just one more back bend here, press down with the tops of your feet as you breathe in, lift your heart forward and up. Exhale, lower down. Come onto our backs here. So simply roll to one side, keeping your head facing the same way. Just flip over. Lay down onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a big, big hug. Super important that you're still getting at least one hug a day, but obviously because of social distancing, you got to give it to yourself. So big hug with your knees in towards your chest. Send yourself some love. Once you're done hugging yourself, and by all means spend as long as you need, giving yourself a squeeze, bend your knees. Plant your feet on the floor. Just press down into your feet, shift your hips slightly to the left, and drop your knees to the right, doing a nice twist. Your arms, if you've got space, might expand out in a T shape, palms face up. If you don't have much space, you might cactus your arms, elbows bent, palms still facing up. Keep both shoulders in contact with the floor. It doesn't matter how low your knees fall to the right. Stay here, or to deepen by a bit, turn your gaze towards your left shoulder. Can you breathe even deeper here? Two more full breaths. Your gaze is turned. Gaze back up at your ceiling or the sky. And come out of a twist. Knees lift back up to center. And just go the other way. So first planting your feet into your mat or your rug or your carpet. Shift your hips to the right just a little. We'll give you a little more space to drop your knees down to the left. Again, keep both shoulders in contact with the floor. Maybe gazing to the right to deepen that stretch. As we slow down, start to really exaggerate your exhale. Really put some effort into making that exhale as long as possible. Another breath in. Gaze back up to the sky. Draw your knees high once more. Just one more time. Give yourself a hug. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze in. In a yoga class, we spend the last few moments just lying and resting so that we can absorb the benefits of the practice. Where you take this final rest, what shape you're in is really your choice. Some people like to lie on their sides. Some people like to lie on their back with their knees bent, feet planted. The traditional rest shape in yoga, you really don't have to do this if it's not comfortable, is to extend the legs out ahead of you, toes turn out, arms rest down alongside your body, with palms facing up. You're welcome to join me. 3 last sighs to release any last bits of tension. So breathe in through your nose. And open your mouth, big sigh out. Again, like that. Inhale through your nose. And sigh it out of the mouth. One more. Now let go of any attempt to control your breath. Let your breath just come and go naturally. Let go of any attempt to control your thoughts. Let your thoughts just come and go. Let your body soften, relax, relax, relax. The great thing about practicing at home is you don't have to do anything right now. You are super welcome to stay laying and resting for even longer if you want to. If you are ready to come on up and finish practice, You start to reconnect to your breath. Slow inhales and exhales once more. Start to wake your body up, wiggling fingers and toes, maybe rotating out wrists and ankles. If you're ready to, take a big stretch. Arms reach back behind you, stretch from your fingers to your toes. One last time, give yourself a hug. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Roll over to one side. Stay on your side for a couple breaths. And slowly, in your own time, find your way up to seated. Again, that might be cross-legged or kneeling, depending on what works for you. Bring your hands in prayer at your heart. Just close your eyes, take 3 last breaths. Close, I'll say to you as a sign of respect and honoring, Namaste. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed that. I'm open to making more of these videos, so yeah, let everyone know if that's something you would be interested in. In the meantime, make sure you are super nice to yourself and to each other. And yeah, make sure you spend some love to Big Brother. All right, see ya.